Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode number 41 on July 1st, 2020. And if you're in Canada, have a happy Canada Day. But it's Wednesday. What does that mean? That is the middle point of the week. We just had the Tyson Beck, the Oldman Allen cards get released. We're also a couple of hours away from the print runs from Monday. We also have to recap the pre-orders from Tuesday cards. So a lot to unpack today, along with the simple fact that I reached out to the sellers of the cards that we thought were being manipulated, and I have details on that here in a second. So let's jump right into it, and because a lot of people, and maybe even this video will not be out until the print runs get announced, let's quickly recap the pre-orders from Monday on the Gregory Siff, Tony Gwynn, and the Matt Taylor, Cal Ripken Jr. After 48 hours, the Gregory Siff, Tony Gwynn had 62 pre-orders, and the Cal Ripken had 113. So on the print run range, am I sticking with my numbers? And in fact, I am sticking with my numbers. On the Tony Gwynn, I still really like 4.25K to 5.25K. I'm still thinking right around 4.5 for that card, but we will see. And then on the Ripken with over 110 reserves, I'm looking at, still looking at 5.5 to 6.5K. I think there's going to be a separation of these two cards from a print run perspective. I don't know if they sell well together as far as if a person is buying Ripken, they're also buying Gwynn or vice versa. And if I do miss on these cards, where I'm going to miss, it's going to be the eBay penetration. Now on the Ripken, 5.5 thousand based on the pre-orders is a 2.05 eBay penetration. So if that spikes to 2.4, 2.5, that's going to be a miss. I'm going to overshoot that. That is the one common theme of last week, was an overshoot of the numbers. We will find out, but I really think these cards are going to set the tone for the week. They're going to show us where the buyers are at. They're going to show us if people are still going to eBay or still going to Topps and buying 10, 20X, or if they're going to eBay to buy one or two. The talk about these cards has been fantastic. I really liked Gregory Siff's interview yesterday with Blake Jameson on his show. So there's a lot of good things around these cards, but we're going to find out here in a couple of hours where these print runs land. Now on the topic of print runs and where we think they're going to land, one card that could end up being the lowest of the week just based on his sales history overall is this Don Mattingly Oldman Allen. Oldman Allen is a person and an artist who a lot of people are like, all you're doing is taking photos and slapping a border on it and calling it a day. But that is his style. If I were you, I would check out his Instagram. He runs multiple pages on Instagram around styles, and to me it's a very simple style, and I've read some interviews with him, and I find him very intriguing just because of what he's trying to communicate and share with the world. So I think it's very interesting with what Oldman Allen is doing. Now when you look at the Mattingly on the screen right now, to me it screams 91 Fleer. It's just simple, straightforward, it gets to the point, and it fits his style when you look at the things that he has put out so far on Instagram and what his artwork is overall. But what other cards has Oldman Allen released up to this moment so far? Look, he's had the Tony Gwynn, the Sandy Koufax, the Mariano Rivera, the Roberto Clemente, Ted Williams, the George Brett, and then recently with the Ken Griffey Jr. Now when you look at the print runs for Oldman Allen, that Ted Williams is his largest at 41,000, but of course that's card 90 right in the bubble, and then his Griffey was at 10,472. So I don't think this Mattingly is going to touch those numbers or even close to the Griffey, but we will find out in a couple of days. And now when you look at Oldman Allen and go, what is my favorite card at the moment? Yes, the Griffey is up there. It's nice. Ted Williams is his best card at the moment. Just like I saw the other day with Tyson Beck, that was also to me his favorite card. So spoilers for the future, Oldman Allen's Ted Williams is his best card at the moment. And now when you look at Don Mattingly and his inspiration, look, there's his 83 rookie card up there, and you've got him on Keith Shore, we had the Blake Jameson, the King Saladin, the Gregory Siff, the Mr. Cartoon, and then recently, with the card that caused sort of the most commotion, which is the Andrew Thiel, the ring, the Kiss the Ring for Don Mattingly. So that was an interesting card overall. Now, when you look at print runs, Don Mattingly is the tale really of two cities. His top card is 27,000 with that Mr. Cartoon right in the heart of the bubble, and then his second biggest card or largest printed card is that Andrew Thiel at just under 9,000. So his print runs have been sort of really all over the map, one outlier. But I think when it comes to Don Mattingly, and my favorite card right now, I think it is that Blake Jameson. King Saladin is a close second, but I really like the Blake Jameson card at the moment. I'm still waiting, of course, for Grotesque and a couple other artists to come out with this card, but right now, to me, his Blake Jameson is his best card. Now, when it comes to the market overall, another strong move forward of first and second player cards. The only card that really moved downward was the Derek Jeter, but that can be expected when you have over 9,000 printed of the very first card. You know, but Ichiro up over $1,600, Mike Trout up over $700, Dwight Gooden up over $650. All of that information will be on the website here in a couple of hours. But a very, very strong movement overall in first player and even in second player cards. The second Ichiro up over $300, Tony Gwynn second card up over $200. So there's a lot of strong movement here in the market. But the big question has been, what is happening with those random sales going off at nearly over $1,000? We had the Henderson Joshua Videz, and then today I was alerted to the Willie Mays JK5 doing the same exact thing. 3 sales of high buy it nows, and it just throws everything out of whack. And so this morning before the show, I started doing some research, and I was like, can I figure this out? Can I go look at the sellers? Can I look at the buyers? Can I find something that ties everything together? And you know, I surmised a couple of days ago that maybe this is a coordinated effort when it comes to the buyers and the sellers, you know, taking a high offer, then immediately canceling it, because these cards were not showing up on Terapeak as completed sales. So they were only looking like they sold on the eBay completed page, which is visual market manipulation, but it's not actual market manipulation from a dollar perspective, because they weren't being sold. But still, the visual to me is stronger than the dollars, because a lot of people do not have access to Terapeak. And then other websites out there that are pulling this data are then showing them completed. So even though it's not really, the money's not changing hands, the market is being manipulated. So I said, okay, let me just email the sellers. Let me just see what they say. I mean, if these people are all connected, they're gonna have similar messages. They're gonna have something that I can probably pinpoint together. And so before the show, I received 5 messages back, and there was one common theme. They are not paying for these auctions. So to me, it looks like they are sorting the items by high dollar, sending in high offers on those, and then never paying for the items. And if you look at that last email here, it says that same person has a card for sale that ends tonight. So it's straight out individual, pure market manipulation. And I think we have to realize right now, the market's moving forward in the right way, but there are individuals out there that are trying to manipulate this, and at the same time, we have to be smarter than them, and I think all of us are. I think we're wise to the games, but it's very, very obvious right now that it's either 1 or 2 persons doing this. I have asked the seller to send me the listing of that card that is up at the moment for sale from the person who made the offer on the card, because I really want to research that. I don't know if they'll send it to me. At the same time, another person replied back saying, look, I'm selling it for this high, because I asked, hey, have you had this card up for a very, very long time? And they said, look, I bought this card during Memorial Day. And by the way, look, I've taken away the seller names on here. I don't think it's important for the video, but at the same time, it's very, you can go on a therapy, you can see who sold this. That's not what's important here. What's important is the fact that none of them have been paid. Someone's out there manipulating it, and at the same time, they're trying to sell cards at a high price. So straight out, it's pure market manipulation by a certain individual. Now, it is Wednesday, but what happened on Tuesday with the cards that were released from a pre-order perspective? We had the Dwight Gooden and we had the Roberto Clemente by Andrew Thiel. The Dwight Gooden, of course, was done by FDOT. After day number 1, 24 hours in, the Dwight Gooden has 81 pre-orders and the Andrew Thiel, Roberto Clemente has 114. So both very high for the time period that we're in at the moment. So where do I think those print runs are going to land? To me, the Dwight Gooden is 8.5 to 9.5K. I don't think that card gets over 10,000. And also that number is high right now. I think that number is solid at the moment. We'll see how pre-orders go today. But right now, to me on Dwight Gooden, 8.5 to 9.5. And then on the Roberto Clemente, which to me is getting a ton of good press, 10.1 to 11.1. I really like over 10,000 with this card, but I think over 11 is a big stretch, but I have it in there. I have 11.1, but I definitely think this card does over 10,000 based on the fact that it is right now over 110 reserves after one single day. Now, speaking on manipulation in the most positive way, in the most endearing way, Tyson Beck keeps manipulating me to spend money on his cards. Last couple of weeks, he had that Ted Williams, which I thought was just his best card all around, and then he nearly tops it with this Jackie Robinson. I just think it's a fantastic card, one of his best works altogether. I don't think it tops the Ted Williams. It's also why I have not purchased a Sandy Koufax autograph of his. Look, they're still up there on his website, so check out his shop if you want to buy an autograph of his. I've been waiting for the Ted Williams card to come up, but this Jackie Robinson is just fantastic. I just love the B on the hat for Brooklyn. It also then says barrier breaker. That's Jackie Robinson, and he just had an amazing career overall, and this is just a great card. But let's look at Tyson Beck quickly. Look, he's from Australia. He started working at 18 years old doing all of his work, and I read an interview with him recently where he was working, he won some sort of contest with the Suns, and they asked him his favorite team, and he said it was the Lakers, and they said they couldn't publish that in the actual article itself, but that somebody reached out to the Lakers for him, and ever since then, he has been in sports from the age of 18 from Australia. So it's an amazing story to think about, from another country, basically having so much say when it comes to marketing for the NBA. So first up for Tyson Beck, of course, was that Dwight Gooden, and then Griffey, very, very nice Griffey, if I may add. Then we have Cal Ripken, George Brett, Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax, and then the Ted Williams. And then when you look at Jackie Robinson here overall, look, all of his cards are very similar to a degree. Look, the Mr. Cartoon has been the most different one, but from start to finish, Natural, Sophia Chang, Blake Jameson, Mr. Cartoon, Joshua Vides, and then recently with the F-Dot. I really think the F-Dot and now the Tyson Beck from Jackie Robinson are his two best cards at the moment. They really stand out. They're really different, and they speak to being in the moment with what is going on with the world, especially when you think back to the cards from yesterday with Dwight Gooden, Dr. K, The Mask. All of these cards are really taking on a life of their own, and this is just another great card to add to the collection when it comes to the in-the-moment card. If you like this video and you want more news and commentary about Week 15 from Project 2020, check out that playlist on the screen right now.